Hi, my name is Aisha and I'm an analytics engineer at Seeq. This video is an overview of some of the new features in Seeq version R62. To find out which version you are using, refer to the bottom left corner of your Seeq screen. Great news for our Korean seekers. We now have Korean as new language in Seeq. Select it from the language drop-down in your preference to work with Seeq in Korean. While we are here, you may have noticed that user preference such as time zone, language, and dark mode has already been separated from the user profile. Current user profile has only name and email. We also have a new look for our Get Help selection. You can still find it in the menu button in the upper right corner, but now you have the option to search for help in the knowledge base or expand the section to submit logs or more. Let's move on to some new features in the workbench. We have made some new improvements when searching for your signal. For example, if I want to search for temperature signal from a specific data source, instead of scrolling through the long list, now I can just type in the name of data source that I'm interested in. I can also search for exact matches by checking this exact match box. Now I have my temperature signal ready. Let's go on and add the label on display. Sometimes you might find that the signal name is too generic. Instead of using the signal names as label, I now can add my tag description as a label on the trend. Simply click on the label and you can choose either to put the description on the lane or the axis. Seeq users are often trying to scale their monitoring across all similar equipment in a unit, a fleet, or their entire enterprise. Now you can create a condition on one asset and then choose to be notified on all assets in an asset group or asset tree by clicking the Advanced button. Next, I want to show two new formula functions in R62. The first one is isDelta. This is an easy way to create condition for when a signal is rising or falling or to find step changes. For example here, I have my reactor temperature signal and I want to identify the period when the temperature is increasing. You just need to specify the minimum delta you're looking for and the duration of time it takes to achieve the minimum delta. The second one is aggregateByCount. For batch process, it's useful to know if the current batch has similar characteristics to the previous batch. You can now use this function to calculate the statistic for a signal of previous batches. For example here, my batch R105 is currently running and I want to know if my current solution concentration is within the same range as my previous two batches. Here, I use this function to calculate the maximum concentration during the previous two batches and set it as a limit for my monitoring. Another new feature in the workbench is the View OData Exports tool. Now you can easily update your OData queries by clicking on the View OData Exports tool. If you are an admin, we have new update on the data source indexing. Data source will no longer index on agent restart or configuration change by default. If a reindex is required, a user can navigate to the data source administration page, expand the card, and click the Request Index button. That's all from me. Check out the What's New article link in the description below for more info. Happy seeking!